Assessment is a crucial part of teaching and learning. Not only does it inform the professors of how well students have acquired the knowledge, it can also indicate whether the instructional strategies, pace, and intensity should be adjusted in order to help all students learn better. In this video, we're going to talk about the 3 common types of assessments and how to design assessments for students in diverse classrooms using universal design for learning principles. The 3 common types of assessments used in differentiated and responsive classrooms include diagnostic, formative, and summative assessments. Diagnostic assessments are intended to find out what students know before instruction takes place. You could use this type of assessment at the beginning of the semester to get an overall estimation of students' knowledge about the course, or at the beginning of each lesson to check on acquisition of the previous lesson. Examples of diagnostic assessments include 1. Short surveys using tools such as Padlet to assess students' assumptions about or prior experience with concepts to be taught during the lesson. 2. Short quizzes in Brightspace to assess students' understanding about concepts to be taught during the lesson. 3. Within small group settings of 3 to 4, students take turns to draw a predetermined topic relevant to lesson to be taught and speak on what they know for 1 minute. Formative assessments, also known as assessment for learning, are ongoing assessments to check students' knowledge acquisition throughout the semester and in turn help you make instructional adjustments if necessary. Such assessments are recommended to be high reward, low risk to encourage students' participation. Examples of formative assessments include 1. Entrance ticket questions. At the beginning of the class, ask students to write down questions they had about a previous lesson for you to answer before current class finishes. 2. Exit ticket reflections. Ask students to reflect on what they learned during the lesson by using guiding questions such as, "What was the most important thing you have learned?" or "What surprised you about today's lesson?" Summative assessments, also known as assessment of learning, are intended to check students' overall knowledge at a particular point in the semester. Examples of summative assessments include 1. End of chapter quizzes or tests. 2. Presentations. 3. Portfolios. 4. Midterm and final exams. Students are likely to experience difficulty when adapting to a new academic system due to some or all of the following factors. Students' test experiences were limited to high-speed, high-stakes tests. Students' knowledge of and familiarity with the content of the syllabus were crucial in passing the tests. Students are used to grading systems from their own cultures. Using Universal Design for Learning (UDL) principles to design assessments for students in diverse classrooms. 1. Align assessments to course learning requirements, CLRs. What are the CLRs of your course? Correspond the verbs to the Bloom's levels of educational objectives. Based on the levels, determine the appropriate assessment options using the Bloom's taxonomy question and task design wheel. 2. Include frequent formative assessments. Such formative assessments should be high reward and low risk to encourage students' participation. Offer timely and effective feedback so that students can start improving as soon as possible. Reflect on if instructional strategies should be modified based on the results of such assessments. 3. Design assessments for students to reflect on their growing global perspective. For example, students could reflect on how one profession could be different across diverse cultures and what the differences entail when working with intercultural professionals. 4. Include clear rubrics and instructions to clarify expectation. Align rubric criteria to appropriate CLRs, embedded knowledge and skills, EKSs, and, if applicable, essential employability skills, EESs of your course. Eliminate unnecessary barriers. Use plain language when writing instructions for the assessments. Use short sentences, bullet or numbered lists, avoid jargon, and determine the appropriate acronyms or abbreviations based on your knowledge of your students. It is also helpful to clarify vocabulary and remove other language barriers by using multimedia, such as closed caption videos, graphics, and checklists, etc., to present instructions. Use different means of representation when introducing your assessments. For example, charts, graphs, images, videos, demonstrations, or objects to manipulate, where applicable. Distinguish the compulsory and guiding parts of the instructions explicitly. Allow different means for students to show what they know or how they engage in the assessment process. For example, for a persuasive essay, allow students to choose the content of their writing. Model your expectation for the assessments if applicable. For example, providing an exemplary version of the essay and indicate factors contributing to a high grade. Upload rubrics and instructions to Brightspace before the first day of class so that students can begin planning for their year. Go over the rubrics and instructions with students on the first day of class and when assigning assessments. Allow time for questions. 5. Include international or intercultural components to your assessments where applicable. For example, assignments designed to ask for students' self-evaluation on international perspective development or make comparisons between two cultures, etc. Here you go, 5 strategies for you to design or revise assessment for a diverse class. Which one works best for you? Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.